Hey, happy Saturday, Matt. It's time for the weekly update. How are you doing today?
Doing great. It's a beautiful Saturday here in snowy South Dakota, so I can't complain too much.
Hey, that wouldn't do any good if you did, right? All right, well, let's just get right to it. It was quite the volatile week. As you can see, we had a massive drop on Monday with the Trump tariff wars. A very constructive follow through and some pretty good rebounds going into the week. We started to see some very positive action in leading stocks that were breaking out, and things were looking pretty good. As you can see, we had two consecutive closes above the VWAP, and then Friday we got knocked right back down into range. So. Still not able to make some headway there. We're still in a green zone, so we're still looking for breakouts. We're still taking some risk, but we're measured. We're not jumping in with both feet. We're not expecting solid returns. We are taking a little bit of a skeptical approach to each buy, but we are making some purchases. To go through the rest of the averages, excuse me, the Nasdaq Composite was starting to show some life, and it sold off on Friday, and that's going to be kind of a common theme. The small caps, which we've been hoping would start coming to life here a little bit, once again finding some resistance at its all-time high VWAP, and the same thing with the mid caps. It's just can't get out of its way. We just need the market to start firing on all cylinders, then we should be good to go. Bonds are still trading above its VWAP, so interest rates are kind of holding, which is good to see. We just need some of these headlines and some good earnings to come through to push some stocks higher. Speaking of good earnings, Palantir had a heck of a move. It broke out earlier this week. Our algorithm picked it up, flashed a buy signal, and it followed through nicely the next day with a nice 24% gain. And as you can see, it continued to trade higher throughout the week.
She's a beaut, Clark.
I love it. That's fantastic. It most certainly is. Costco, it followed through on its breakout from last Friday and kind of sold off a little bit on Friday, but very nice for Costco. Fortinet had a nice follow through on its breakout. CrowdStrike followed through on Friday, kind of bucked the trend to the selling. As always, though, we do get some breakouts that fail. McKesson, pretty tough follow through there, so probably failed breakout there. And then Perella Weinberg as well. Pretty clear failure on that breakout. So hopefully everybody cut their losses anyway. They took some risk on that. But overall, we're just stuck in this trading range, right? We're trying to break out above the VWAPs. We are still in a green zone. We're trading above this, but we are going to look for consecutive days below this yellow line here. If we get two more consecutive down days, that's going to knock us into a red zone, which then means we're just going to stop buying. And then once we stop buying, we just follow our sell rules. And from there, we're built up into cash, and we just wait for the next green zone. So let's take a look at the weekly stats. All right, for the week, we had 12 stocks break above their VWAP. 50% showed positive follow-throughs. The reason why the follow-throughs are important is our studies have shown that stocks that follow through on the fourth day have a higher likelihood of success versus those that don't. Now, a stock that doesn't follow through, it doesn't mean it's a complete failure. It just means that the buyers weren't able to keep that momentum going. Now, there is a setup that I call the 3-1 plus, and that's where it trades up for 3 days, it trades down one, and then it trades up for the next 3 days. That's a pretty bullish move as well. But for the week, we had 12 breakouts above the VWAP with 50% showing positive follow-throughs. Now, this coming week, with our diverging indicators between the averages and leading stocks, it's creating a little bit of uncertainty. 50% of the current green zone breakouts since July 21st are trading above, January 21st, excuse me, are currently trading above their purchase price. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 and all the other major averages are below when we went into the green zone. So we're seeing a little bit of a divergence between the major averages and leading stocks. The question is going to be, who's going to lead who, right? Is it going to be the general market leading stocks down, or leading stocks leading the market up? So that's the $1 million question, which is why we follow the leading stocks. So until a clear trend is established, we won't see consistent performance in the breakouts. Moving forward, caution is warranted until a clear trend is established. We want to see some consistent action above the VWAPs in all the indexes, the small caps, the mid caps, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. We will continue to use our buy and sell rules to navigate any volatility and to protect our capital. And for now, we're going to treat any attempted breakouts, even though we are in a green zone, just with some added scrutiny. But we are always cautiously optimistic.
Well, absolutely. You have to be optimistic. Otherwise, what are you doing here?
That's right. So we're eternal bulls. Actually, we're one of my favorite quotes is, I'm never bullish and I'm never bearish. I'm just different degrees of invested. And so that's kind of how we approach it. As always, we follow our rules. We protect our capital. We're not afraid to admit we are wrong. And so when a breakout doesn't work, we just move on to the next one. The good thing is our algorithm continues to watch the stocks for us. Moving forward for this week, we will have a brand new watch list and a whole potential set of breakouts set up. So as long as we continue to get some positive action in the general market, we will continue to see some really solid breakouts from the algorithm.
Well, I'm excited. It's a new week. There's new dollars to be spent and new dollars to be made.
That's right. And as always, you can subscribe to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/Empire Algorithmic Trading, where you will get daily notices of the algorithmic signals, as well as some other detailed analysis as well. And for more information, you can visit us at VWAPvision.com.
And for those who aren't ready to make that jump, but just want to figure out a little bit more about what we're about, make sure to follow our YouTube, make sure to follow us on all of our social medias, so that way you can kind of get a little more information about exactly who we are and what we do.
That's right. Well, we're here to help and we find some winners. So thank you very much, Matt. Happy Saturday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Happy trading.
Happy trading, buddy. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.